Welcome back, fellow yarn whisperers. This is Fallon, the yarn whisperer herself. I am doing something a little bit different today. Let me adjust my camera just a tad. It's a little crooked. I'm doing something just a little bit different today. Before I get started, if you haven't already and you'd like to, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Ring the notification bell. That way that you are notified every time I whisper something new to the channel. Today's video is not a beginner video. It is not a pattern video. It's nothing like that. It's a sit and chit chat type of video. And I'm going to be showing you some of the projects that I've made here recently. And at the end, I have a surprise. So stay with me for the whole video. That way I can fill you in on what's going to be taking place this month, July 2019. And I've been on kind of a wash rag kick lately, and you'll see why as I go through this. I had a little cake of peaches and cream yarn in this variegated color that I thought was beautiful, and I wanted to see how it worked up in a couple different patterns. This is just a simple row by row single crochet wash rag. It hasn't been used yet. I don't know what all I'll be keeping, what all I'll be gifting and selling and all of that stuff, but I'll figure that out later on. So none of this has been used yet. Then this is a granny square wash rag, and I did add a loop. I like loops on all of my wash rags. I like to be able to hang them up. So I love the colors. For some reason, it's just very summery, very, very happy. It makes me very happy. But I feel like it's a color set that goes great year round. So these are just simple wash rag patterns. I did go ahead and add, it is the granny square one is a little bit larger than this one, but I felt like if I had stopped one row earlier, it would have been just a tad too small, so I kept going. But anyway, there are those, and I have a few more things to show you. And while I'm talking, I want to share with you where I got this pattern from. It's from a video called Woolly Wonders Crochet. This is a pattern I did once before. If you look on my Facebook page, The Yarn Whisperer, you'll see this same dress but done in a pink and gray combo. But I love those gold flower buttons. And then at the bottom, I did a couple rows in the accent color to kind of tie it all together. I had some leftover yarn, and here's the button in the back that buttons it shut. Had some leftover yarn and was trying to go through this rolled up thing of white that I had so that I can move on to my fresh skein of yarn, white yarn, and this is what I decided to make with it. Woolly Wonders Crochet is another YouTube video that I really like. She is very quick, and you definitely, I feel, need a basic knowledge of crochet to be able to keep up with it. I have been crocheting for years now, and I still find myself pausing her videos because she does move fairly swiftly, but they're detailed and good, and she leaves extra information in the comment section. This next wash rag that I'm going to show you came from another YouTuber, Creative Grandma. I think a lot of people are familiar with her. She did the most beautiful snowflake wash rag. I loved it. I had, and this is a 2-for-1 conversation about this particular wash rag because of where the yarn came from. So Creative Grandma came up with this pattern. I'm assuming she wrote it. It's just beautiful. I added the loop because, again, I like to have loops on my wash rags. The yarn, I had just enough yarn, one little skein of white cotton yarn, and I won it at a crochet retreat that I went to earlier this year. It was probably one of the coolest crochet experiences I've ever had in my life. Crystal from Bag O' Day Crochet, she has like 500,000 subscribers. She's so cool. Like, she has so many videos, so many tutorials. She does giveaways all the time. She's one of the most generous people that I think I've ever met. I won this yarn on that retreat, and I'm staring at, like, if you think about the moving boxes from Lowe's, I had a large moving box from Lowe's that I came home with that was stuffed with yarn that I won at this retreat. Like, I was blown away. I couldn't believe it. But if she has another crochet retreat, best believe I'm going to be there. So this next wash rag that I made not too long ago, and I didn't have a pattern for it. I just knew that I wanted the baubles on it because I like the bauble stitch. I feel like it makes it a nice extra scrubby wash rag. It went through quite a bit of yarn. I do like the way that this kind of waved through the colors in the variegated yarn. Of course, I added one of these, and I think I mentioned I freehanded this. I wrote the pattern. I cannot, like I said in the other video where I talked about this or briefly mentioned it, I cannot possibly be the first person to have ever thought, hey, I'll put together a bunch of bauble stitches and I'll make a wash rag. So I don't know if there is a pattern out there that someone has claimed. I promise I'm not a thief. This is just, I just did it without looking at any kind of pattern. So the last thing that I'm going to show you before I get into the surprise that I have for you all is probably the cutest thing that I have ever crocheted in my life, minus like baby shoes and wee little baby things, but I am just in love. Oh, look at those earrings. I don't have any kind of like the stiffy fabric stuff on it. I haven't put anything on it. I find that I can smell that a lot of times, and so I didn't want to add anything to it, and they lay fairly nice anyway. They're so adorable. I am just in love. I did these with thread, basically, like yarn thread, the balls of yarn thread. I just love these. I'm so excited to wear these. I posted them to my Facebook, and family and friends were really digging them. People were asking me how much I wanted to charge for them. To give you a comparison to the size, compare something to it. This is a 5mm hook. It's one of the boy hooks. Look at what my boy hooks do. Okay, this is flat, like I'm laying it flush with the camera, so it should be facing the camera perfect. Look at the hook. It gets turned. Like, this separates, and I can literally move that around on there. I crochet with them so much. I've got 2 of them sitting right here beside me. Anyway, these, I just love them. I can't wait to wear them. I'm going to wear them to church Sunday, I think. And I can't get over how cute that is. I want to make a necklace to go with it and everything. And like, I'm thinking of remaking one of these, leaving off one row, adding a tassel to the bottom of it, and then chaining up and around long enough that I can just slip it over my head and not have to have a connector in the back or anything. What do you think? Leave me a comment, let me know. Anyway, so the surprise, excuse me, the surprise is something that I've been working on for a couple of days now. I get a lot of inspiration off of Pinterest, and I found a crocheted bag that I really, really loved the looks of. There wasn't a pattern to go with it or anything. It was just an image. And so I started putting things together and seeing if I could make it myself. And I have written a pattern, sort of. A lot of it's just up in my head, but I have some things down and some plans down, and I want to turn it into a crochet along for the month of July. So my goal is every Saturday in the month of July, I will be posting a video where we talk about what it's going to take to make this bag. And I'm calling it the surprise bag because you're gonna get pieces of the bag piece by piece once every week, and we're going to do it together. And if you'll find my Facebook page, The Yarn Whisperer, I would, once you guys are finished with it, if anybody follows along with it, I would love for you to share that with me so that I can see everybody's creations. I would love that. I think that would be so cool to have a big group of people making this together. So more information on that to come. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry that I didn't teach anything or that we didn't crochet anything together, but there's a few of the things I made. There's the surprise at the end. Give me a thumbs up for the video. I can't wait to see you guys Saturday on the next episode of The Yarn Whisperer.